How's it going, guys? Happy Monday. Hope your weekend was great. Hope you start your week is even better. Right, so one of the first things that people ask me when I talk about Homocystinuria, HCU, is how to manage it. And how you manage it is through something called exchanges, as well as obviously, other things, but exchanges are a big part of it. So I'm going to have a little chat here about what exchanges is and the importance of them. So first of all, protein. Eat your friends. Everyone needs protein, but protein has got, shall we say, a friend that's not so friendly. It's called methionine. Now, I made a whole video about this called Methionine Matters, how you need it in your life, but although you need it, it's not so good for you if you've got HCU. If you want to go and have a look at that video, it explains a bit more in detail. But yeah, so protein is good, so you need protein because it breaks down to so many great amino acids that your body needs. So what your doctor does is your doctor will prescribe you with medical protein in supplement form. So my son gets like these little Capri Sun things that he drinks out of, and the doctor works out how much of them for grams of protein that he requires a day. But then he also needs to exchange for natural protein as well, because he needs natural protein, because although methionine is not so good, it is essential, so you do need it, but it has to be limited. Just a big thing, protein doesn't need to be limited. You can have loads of protein. It's because of the methionine that's in the natural protein. That's why you have to exchange that from not being medical protein to natural proteins. So then your doctor's already worked out how much medical protein you can have. Now they're to work out how much natural protein you can have. And it's nothing to do with the amount of protein, it's to do with the amount of methionine that's in that protein that breaks down to, and you absorb in your body and all this stuff. So they work it out and they say, okay, your levels from your last blood tests are this high or this low, so now you need to increase or decrease your exchanges, which are your sources of natural protein because of the methionine that's in them. I like to say methionine a lot, don't I? So my son Matthew, he started off at 10 exchanges, so say 10 grams of natural protein a day, and I'll split between his breakfast, his lunch, his evening meal, and potential snacks. That was quite difficult, really. Lucky he was a baby, so it was simplified for the foods that he was sort of having. It wasn't too bad. But as he got older, he gets bigger. He needs more food then, because he gets bigger, you need more food. So then they look at his levels again, they say how much they can increase that to. So then he was on 15 exchanges, or say 15 grams of protein a day, and now he's on 20. So he's on 20 exchanges, and that equals about 20 grams of protein a day. So this is great. It's a great way of helping you stay on track with your protein / methionine intake, because it breaks it down so easy for you. Matthew's allowed 20 exchanges a day. Great. 5 for his breakfast, 5 for his lunch, 5 for his evening meal, 5 for snacks. How simple is that? Now you can use that and just stick to that every time, or you can mix it up. You could have, instead of 5 for your breakfast, you have 3 for your breakfast, which leaves you 2 over. You put 2 on your evening meal, so you have 7. You have a nice big meal. So it's a good way of helping people work things out and stay on track of their methionine intake. Because what we want for people with homocystinuria, HCU, is we want them to live long, healthy, happy lives, don't we? I'm a big advocate, as you know. Literally, I'm wearing t-shirts, See that? Look, show your stripes. My t-shirt behind me. I'll show you this real quick. See, you're leaving cups with it on. But this is how much it means to me. This is how important this subject is to me. That's why I like to talk about this a lot. So that's what exchanges is anyway. An exchange is a way of having natural protein that your body can take, to keep you healthy. Because if you do go over that limit, your body, will struggle. It really will. It'll build up and build up and build up, and it will struggle. And my video called Methionine Matters goes into more detail about that. But yeah, so I hope that's insightful for people about what exchanges are. But you know, you just break it down even simpler if you want. I've got, you know, £10 that the doctor's told me I can buy 10 things with. Then 10 things I can have a day. Simple as that. Doctors give me £10 to buy 10 items that I can consume. And once I've consumed them 10 items, I don't have anything else, because I've also got something else with the doctor that makes up for things that I haven't got. Yeah. So that was me explaining about exchanges. I hope this was insightful for anyone. Is there any questions? You know, just put comments in and I'll try and answer them the best I can. I just say I'm not an expert. I'm not a specialist at this. I am literally just a parent of a child with homocystinuria that's trying to be an advocate and trying to get the message out there and help people, you know, who are starting on this journey, or people who are just interested. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great evening. See you in the next one.